did you understand by traditional dessert? Okay, I will give the meaning of the traditional first. So the adjective of traditional is the tradition. Tradition is the transmission of custom or belief from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on in this way. How about dessert? Dessert, usually sweet course or dish as of fruit, ice cream, or pastry served at the end of a meal. So what is traditional dessert? Traditional dessert is something that create a memory with our family a long time ago when we eat together and prepare the food together. It's a classic food that evoke memories of eating with the family, having a unique taste as we prepare them together with our family, and the heart of doing it with a basic ingredients that we have in our home.
For now, I would like to talk about the type of Malaysian traditional dessert. In Malaysia, there are many types of traditional dessert you can see in the different kind of foods or drinks. As a country with multi races, we have many traditional dessert can be seen in here, such as cendol, kuih talam, kuih baulu, muruku, adir rasam, mooncake, bubur cha-cha. As you can see from the list of dessert given, there are so many types of dessert from Malaysia that can be introduced in the shape of drinks, pastry, deep fried, and so on. The Malaysian traditional are so unique and interesting because it has a variety of flavors, shapes, which are attractive because it has a variety of flavors and shapes that can impress a person according to their taste.
Why are traditional foods important? Due to the fast food culture, people have forgotten or don't know what the traditional food in their country is. Cooking at home has reduced and people prefer going out to eat or order in. For me, traditional food brings out a sense of comfort and belonging. It brings family and friends together and helps us reconnect with one another. The recipe that have been passed on by family offer a chance to say thank you for the contribution that someone has made. It helps in creating lasting memory for our family.
Next, how traditional dessert give impact to us. So first of all, the presence of traditional dessert on our menu make us feel like the perfection of our original recipe on traditional dessert. As we know, nowadays the ingredients in traditional dessert have been modified and they added new recipe that make the taste of modern dessert is totally different from traditional dessert. Second impact, we feel like traditional desserts are not forgotten or outdated. Third impact we can still recognize and taste traditional desserts that have not been made for a long time. Last but not least, it will satisfy your craving by taking traditional dessert because most of us want to have sweet dessert after meals, and this is good if you take it in small portion.
Moving on, I will now discuss why modern people and youngsters nowadays need to sustain the traditional dessert. Preserving any traditional cuisine, desserts included, is an advantage in maintaining the local food culture. Did you know that the traditional dessert is also acts as the identity for every race? It is said so because the traditional dessert is often used as a means of retaining their cultural identity. Some race or some culture took pride in their traditional dessert as its aesthetics and beauty never fails to amaze people all around the globe. And also not to forget, the taste is what attracts people to learn more about our culture. So, that is why it is important to preserve the traditional dessert.
Hello, Okay, today we will learn on how to make kuih cara manis. This is a traditional Malay kuih. The difference is the mode that it been used instead of a pan and is typically served during the tea time. The most important thing is the ingredient is the basic that we all have in our kitchen. Here is the first fair recipe. Try it and you will see what I mean. It's easy peasy. The ingredient is 2 cups of the wheat flour, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of coconut milk, a little bit of salt for the taste, some oil to grease the baking mold, and pandan leaf to blend. Okay, now we will mix all the ingredients. First of all, the 2 cup of wheat flour and 1 cup of pandan water, 1 cup of coconut milk, and then a little bit of salt for the taste. We will mix all together until it's mixed well. First of all, we need to heat the baking mold and then brush them gently with a little bit of oil in each mold. Take the butter and fill in each mold. After that, we take a little bit of sugar and put it in the middle of each mold. So the sugar is the reason why we call it kuih cara manis. After that, take the lid and close it to make sure it's cooked well. So we will take it out, put it in this bowl. Here's the result. Enjoy it!
Hello guys, today I will share and show to you how to do appam nasi.
Alright guys, today I had already prepared the ingredients for appam nasi. Okay, firstly you need rice that have been left overnight, and then you need a cup of rice flour, and then you need 3/4 cups of wheat flour, and then you need 1 teaspoon of yeast and 3/4 cup of sugar, and then you need 1.5 cup of water, and some of food coloring, and some of grated coconut.
For now, let's start to make appam nasi. To make the cake mold, I use a blender. First, we need a cup of rice left overnight and put it in a blender. Then put water in 1.5 together into a blender and grind until well blended. And then you can add the sugar, the rice flour, the wheat flour, and the yeast. Blend it together until it well blended. After a few minutes of grinding together, pour the butter into a large bowl. Add a little water to the butter and mix the butter well. When the butter is well blended, mix a little food coloring and mix until the color is well blended with the batter. After that, leave the batter for 45 minutes to expand. After 45 minutes of leaving it, prepare the steaming utensil and prepare a small bowl or any bowl to put the mold into it and steam for up to 15 minutes. After 15 minutes steam the butter, the appam is ready to be served with the grated coconut. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Fatin Zaid Sophia. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make one of our traditional dessert, which is onde-onde. Let me show you guys the ingredients that we need to make onde-onde. The first one is 2 cups of glutinous rice flour, grated coconut, 2 tablespoons of flour, salt, palm sugar, and pandan leaf extract. First step, mix 1 teaspoon of salt with grated coconut, and then steam the grated coconut for 5 minutes. Firstly, take our 2 cups glutinous rice flour, and then add 2 tablespoons of flour, and then add the pandan leaf extract and 1 teaspoon of salt. mix them well until it turns to dough. Take a little bit of dough. It depends on your preference. Either you want to make it a small size or big size of onde-onde. Then pinch it until it looks like a mini bowl. Take a small size of palm sugar and place it inside the dough. And roll it until it turns like a round shape. Next, we need to boil it for a few minutes. Once it's cooked, roll it into the grated coconut. And then, it's time for plating. Onde-onde is ready for the first bite.
Hello everyone, so today I would like to show you how to make traditional dessert kuih lapis. Usually Malaysian people call kuih lapis as a traditional layered dessert that you will enjoy it during breakfast, tea time or after meal. So let's get started. So here is the ingredient. First, put 2 cups of rice flour into the blender. Then put half a cup of corn flour and half a cup of wheat flour, and then 1 cup of granulated sugar, or you can use it caster sugar. Then put 1 teaspoon of salt, and then put 200 milliliter coconut milk into the blender. And the last ingredient is 3 cups of water. Then after that, you will blend it to get smooth texture of kuih lapis, and then you must filter it using filter tools. So now for the first layer, I will put white color into the pan, around 1 cup. Then steam around 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you put layer 2, syrup rose, and do this step until finish.
After 5 minutes, I will put layer 2 syrup rose into the pan.
My traditional dessert kuih lapis is done. Next, you need to slice it into anything shape you like. For example, circle, rectangle, triangle, or anything. And last step, you need to food plating and presentation.
Now I will demonstrate the steps in preparing kuih tepung bunga, a well-known Terengganu traditional dessert. So, the ingredients needed are a cup of glutinous rice flour, a cup of water, salt, and an egg. So what you need to do first is you need to mix the cup of glutinous rice flour into this big bowl here. I mix it into the big bowl because I want to make it easier for me to mix. And now I will add a pinch of salt, and I will add water little by little. Note that you need to do this slowly to achieve the texture that you want, which is not too concentrated or not too runny. And because I am afraid that I will run out of time, I have already prepared the finished dough beforehand. So after you mix it, your dough will look like this. So what you need to do next is that you need to roll the dough into small circles and dip it into the egg. I'll make one as an example. Roll it into this small circle and mix it, dip it into the egg, and you will get it. I've also already prepared it beforehand, so this is what you will get. Now all you need to do is to fry the dough and you are done.